In the bustling city of Ibadan, where people hustled from dawn to dusk and the market women shouted prices louder than car horns, there lived a boy named Afeni. He was 12 years old, small for his age, and spoke only when it was absolutely necessary. Most people called him odd. Some called him slow. But those who knew better knew that Afeni wasn't slow, he was simply different. From the moment he was born, his mother, Mama Afeni, knew he was special. Not in the way most parents say their children are special, but truly different. He didn't make eye contact, he hated loud sounds, and he never played with other children. He preferred to sit alone under the mango tree behind their house, fiddling with wires and broken electronics Papa used to bring home before he passed away. By the time he was 6, Afeni could fix a broken radio in under 5 minutes. At 7, he built a makeshift fan using an old DVD player, plastic spoons, and wire. By the time he turned 9, he had rigged the house with a solar-powered lighting system that lit the compound during the never-ending power outages in Nigeria. Still, the world outside didn't understand him. His classmates mocked him, calling him robot boy and mute genius. Even his teachers, some of them frustrated with his lack of social interaction, often told his mother that he might not amount to much unless she trained him well. But Mama Afeni never wavered. She believed in her son with the kind of faith only a Nigerian mother could possess, unshaken, prayerful, and fierce. "My piking go shock all of Una," she would whisper whenever someone scoffed at him. "Una go open mouth tire." One fateful term, a new STEM competition was announced for all secondary schools in Oyo State. The goal? Build a machine that could solve a real Nigerian problem. The grand prize? 500,000 Nigerian nairas and a full scholarship to any university in Nigeria. The entire school buzzed with excitement. Groups were formed, and the brightest, most outspoken students grouped themselves together, brushing off Afeni like he was nothing more than a classroom ghost. "He will just stand there and stare at wires," one of the students mocked. Another snickered, "He will build a flying kettle." Useless boy. But Afeni didn't respond. He never did. Instead, he went home and began to work. Quietly. Determined. Focused. For weeks, he stayed up late under the mango tree, surrounded by tools, scraps, and an idea no one else had thought of. Using e-waste from the local dump, he built a portable water purifier powered by kinetic energy, designed specifically for rural communities with no access to clean drinking water. He didn't need a team. He had his mind. The day of the presentation came. All the students gathered in their polished uniforms, standing beside their elaborate, colorful, and in some cases, non-functional projects. Afeni stood alone in the corner, with his rough-looking prototype in a paint bucket, drawing glances and muffled laughter. One of the judges, an engineer from the University of Ibadan, approached him. "Where is your team?" he asked. Afeni looked up and simply said, "I am the team." When it was his turn, he walked up silently, placed his purifier on the table, and handed each judge a glass of visibly dirty water. Gasps filled the room. Then, without fanfare, he placed his hand on a small lever, cranked it gently, and in seconds, clean, drinkable water poured into a second glass. The judges sipped. Silence. Then wide eyes. Then applause. Then a standing ovation. And then, just like that, the robot boy became a sensation. His school principal, who had once suggested he be moved to a special needs school, rushed to shake his hand. The same classmates who mocked him now scrambled to take selfies with him. News stations wanted interviews. Universities called. A tech startup offered him an internship on the spot. As Mama Afeni watched her son from the back of the hall, tears rolling down her cheeks, she whispered, "I talk 'em. You go open mouth tire." Afeni didn't smile. He rarely did. But that evening, as he walked home with his mother, the trophy in one hand and a scholarship letter in the other, he turned to her and said, "Mummy, I'm happy." And that was enough. They mocked him because he didn't fit their box. But Afeni wasn't meant for a box. He was meant for something bigger. They laughed at him. But in the end, he built something the whole world could drink from, and they were the ones left thirsty. Moral of the story: never underestimate the quiet ones. Sometimes, the mind you mock is the one that will solve the problem you're yet to understand.